there, buongiorno. Welcome to the Monza paddock for the Italian Grand Prix qualifying notebook. And there are few better paddocks in the world. So let's, even though it's about to get slightly noisy with the GP2 race, let's see who we can find. And well, who would have thought that? What odds do you think, Lee, you might have got on an all-blonde top three in qualifying before this race? There you can see Lewis with his little blonde mop just peeking out the back of his cap, and the not quite as blonde Sebastian Vettel, and the slightly blonder Kimi Raikkonen, who appears not to be in the pen anymore. But there you go, it's the top three, as you know. Lewis Hamilton first, Kimi Raikkonen second. Oh, hello, madam. Sorry, I was just going through the top three.
No, I watch you all the time.
Oh, you do? Oh,
I
thank you
live in
very
Rome
much.
now, and I still manage to watch you.
Oh, well, gosh. Yeah. Entirely legally, I'm sure. What did you think of the... what did you think of the... I was just saying, we didn't think it was going to be an all-blonde top three.
I'm a very happy woman. Even though I was in the Lotus garage, I'm a very happy woman.
You're in Lewis's garage?
No, I was in the Lotus one.
Oh, Lotus garage. Oh.
Yes, but still, I'm very happy that we've got a British, you know, British man up there.
I know, no, it's good, isn't it? What was going on in Lotus? All I've got for Lotus is Grosjean 8th, Maldonado 11th, and decent for Grosjean, but Maldonado was disappointed.
Well,
yeah, no, I agree. No, absolutely. Okay, listen, we've got to get...
Diplomacy is required.
Oh, diplomacy is right. It's that bad. Okay, thank you, madam.
No, man, no, it wasn't that bad. It's great.
You've got the Italian ma down.
No, I live in Rome now.
No, I know. You've got the thing. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you. We were just talking about...
to meet you finally.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Yeah, me too. Let's just have a look at Hamilton, and let's do Mercedes first, shall we, Lee? Because it's important, this change of engine. We didn't actually realise at the time how important it would turn out to be, because the thing about this new engine is that it's all about the fuel. So whether it's just to raise even further the knock limit with these turbocharged engines, you know, they're subject to knock, detonation. It's important to actually, and it's a problem that Mercedes have had in the past. So if they want a new fuel, they needed a new engine. So that's what they got. So when Rosberg's engine went pop and went poorly, they had to use not only the old engine, but also the old fuel. And they had to pump all the new fuel out of his fuel tank. They didn't have time to change the fuel cell, of course, the fuel tank, and put the old fuel back in for use with the old engine. So it's less power from that, and because it's an old engine, it's done more kilometers. They've got fewer laps on full beans with that engine because it's nearing the end of its life. So that's what Rosberg was referring to when he said he was down on power, even though the ultimate power output might be quite similar between the two engines, what Niki Lauda was alluding to in terms of, you know, he doesn't have less power. The fact is that not only, you know, does Rosberg not have as many laps on full beans as Lewis Hamilton does, but also he's got this issue with the different fuel, and there might be some contamination with the old fuel, because there would have been, of course, the inside of the fuel cell would have been sort of coated with the new fuel. When you put the old fuel back in, there might be some contamination in there that the old engine might not have liked. It can pick up traces of the new fuel. We don't know that for sure, but there's a suggestion there might be some fuel contamination going on there, which isn't obviously ideal. But I just asked Toto Wolff whether he was optimistic that Rosberg's new engine can be coaxed back into life. And he said, no, I'm not optimistic. So they're investigating it as we speak. So we will see. But as for Lewis Hamilton, so you can see Natalie. Hello, Nats, my love. How are you? Everything all right? Yeah. Good. Lewis Hamilton saying that he's very happy. He hopes that Rosberg can come through in the race and get amongst the Ferraris because he needs him in there against what is obviously a fast Ferrari here this weekend. And he said it's nice weather again, which he always comes up with. I find quite charming and amusing. But, you know, he's just in a good place at the moment. He might have a concern about the engine in the back of his head somewhere amongst that blonde hair. But still, we'll see. We'll stay optimistic. Rosberg, of course, fourth. He's saying he's very disappointed. He's only got so many laps available on full power. and it's just reinforcing what we were saying about the new engine. It's there because not only to improve themselves, not exactly, saying, here we are, we're so far ahead, but look, we can put another engine in. It's for those detonation, those knock issues that we were talking about, and the fact that they have to defend against what is always going to be a Ferrari improvement at Monza, which indeed happened. So that's pretty much it we've got to say on Ferrari. We've got Moko here, friend of the notebook. Hi, Moko, what have you got today? Lovely, beautiful. What's the pattern?
Well, this is a wonderful one. It's a designer in the 60s called Marimekko.
Oh, it's another Marimekko one. Yes. Fantastic. Listen, we're doing a piece on superfans such as yourself. What do you? What's your day job? People have been asking. You're a jewelry designer, is that right?
Well, I hate people say that because they just want to talk it. I'm not here for talking what I do. I'm here for the race.
Sure, I know, but it's interesting what because you come to every race, is that right?
Yeah, it's a passion, You have a passion of this race, and that's the way it is. People beg me why, and I say why, ask why. I have a passion of this race. I love this race,
sure.
And since I can afford it, I'm going to do it. It's not different to people spend $100 million at Sotheby's for the painting of Picasso.
Absolutely, Moko. But the question is that a lot of people want to know is how do you manage to get this important bit of plastic, though?
Well, I'm for race since 1979 and pay in my own pocket. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
You guys here, you all employees. Me, I pay in my own pocket. And thank God some people have a brand to respect that and give me back my dude.
That's fantastic, because the thing about, there are lots of fans out there who'd love to do what you do, but sometimes they don't get the passes. That was what I was...
Short question. You have a lot of fans, but how many fans go traveling around the world to support the boy?
To every race, yeah. And show the determination that you do. Mate, we love having you around.
Yeah, man. God bless Sky. Just rock and roll.
Hey, God bless you, Moko. Yeah, look, you're a friend of the show, mate. We love to have you around. But yeah, absolutely, yeah. So there you go. If you ever wondered about the friend of the Moko and what he is and who he is, he's a jewelry designer, but obviously he says he doesn't like to talk about it. He manages to get some passes because he's long term in the sport. But there you go. I'll do a feature on superfans one day. Don't know when, but I might. Right, who should we do next? We've done Mercedes. Should we do Ferrari? Let's have a look at the scene down here, and well done to them with this new engine. As James Allison, if you're watching our show, you would have heard he said it was fundamental. The new engine was fundamental to what we did today. So yeah, another 3 tokens. We're not absolutely sure what those tokens were spent on. It's safe to say it's maybe a bit of combustion, and we don't know if there was a new fuel from Shell in there as well. I think there always is as many races as we can find. In fact, there was that hombre from Shell right here just a second ago. Where has he gone? He might be no. Alex, quick one. Was there a new fuel this weekend or not?
No comment.
Well, you're the man from Shell.
Absolutely, no,
right,
we can't.
But you've got no comment. Okay.
We can't comment.
So there wasn't a new... okay, all right. Well, there you go. There's information from Shell, or rather not. But, okay, well... right, okay, well, who knows? Anyway, so 700ths between Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. And I loved the radio message to Raikkonen. Dave Greenwood, who pretty much most of the time spends his time apologizing to Kimi Raikkonen. If you ever heard the radio team messages, if you listen to us on the pit lane channel, something goes wrong, Kimi says, why has that gone wrong? And Dave Greenwood has to say, well, it's gone wrong. Yeah, sorry, Kimi. So he spends most of his time apologizing to Kimi on the radio. Today was actually very charming on the radio and said, yeah, come on, Kimi, in second position. Sebastian Vettel said that he just lost the 700ths from Raikkonen in the first half of the lap, and Raikkonen, for his own point, said that he thought he gained the time on the last corner. But yeah, Vettel didn't get the lap together in the first half. The engine really doing the business, and the best qualifying of the season for Ferrari. Now, let me just change on my expensive chronometer what I've got. Right, I've got 4 minutes, Lee, before I need to get you back to Red Bull. So let's head that way, and we'll do Red Bull because we're sharing cameras here today for some reason. So we'll do Red Bull, and that is disappointing. Jeff Willis, everybody. the ex-technical director of BR Honda, and then he went to Red Bull, and now he's at Mercedes, head of technology there, I think. And there's James Allison coming down with Iñaki Rueda. This chap here, you might just walking away here, is Iñaki Rueda, and he is the going with James Allison somewhere. I'm not quite sure where they're going, probably back to their trucks. He was the strategy guy that James Allison poached from Lotus, the smaller of those two chaps walking away. And he's a clever guy. So yeah, Red Bull, where were we? We were saying that it's engine problems, and Ricciardo 15th, Kvyat 14th is where they qualified, but they hadn't had any real qualifying practice because of problems with FP3, and they're going to go to the back of the grid with all the penalties. So yeah, let's write off this weekend for Red Bull Racing because they will come back and be stronger in Singapore because they're using many engines here to put them into the pool, etc., etc. But something interesting Christian Horner said was that Adrian Newey now is working on RB12, next year's Red Bull car, and he doesn't actually have to submit all his final designs for the chassis until December, because he would normally have to do it now. If the season started, they needed to get the car built for the 1st of February for testing to start. But they don't need to do that now. They just need to do it for the 1st of March or mid-March, because the season doesn't start until April the 3rd in Melbourne. And so Adrian can have a bit more leeway and a bit more time to actually get the designs for RB12 together. Any noteworthy people up here? No, just some guests around the place. But that was pretty much it. Kvyat 14th. Disappointing for him because he didn't have many of Ricciardo's problems. But anyway, Gold Wheel Nut Award for the Red Bull mechanics, for Daniel Ricciardo's mechanics, for changing his engine in 1 hour 45 minutes between the end of FP3 and qualifying, because it's usually taken them, as you would have heard him say on our program, a couple of hours, 2+ hours more, and sometimes they take all day or all night to do it, but they managed to do it in double quick time. So well done to them. Right, we will break here because we need to change cameras. Lee needs to go and do another interview, and then join us in part 2 when we'll do the rest of the grid. I'll catch up with Jackie Stewart there in the hat and the trousers, and we'll have a look at the old shop, the Monza library around here. Hello again, welcome back to the Monza qualifying notebook, and the Williams garage is up there. Oh, Lee, you've just bunched into that, looks like a sort of security guy, but I don't think he is. You've come across us when we have indeed caught up with Jackie Stewart, or we're just about to. He's with Arturo Mazzario. Let's just let them have their photo here. But you might have seen that I actually happened upon Art Mazzario in a previous notebook a few years ago. But didn't have time to talk to him. Just stay there, gentlemen. Mr. Mazzario, nice to see you.
Thank you. He's the legend, eh?
Still rocking.
Legend.
Hey, listen, you don't have to tell me.
Jackie is big legend.
He's still with the cowboy hat. I love it, Sir Jackie.
He's one of my illegitimate sons.
And of course, I mean, famous driver of the past. Maybe famous most for pulling Lauda out of the wreckage, but a very accomplished driver of his time.
I know. No, we raced against each other a lot, and we've always been good friends.
And Arturo, how are things for you? All well?
Yes, it's all well, all the way.
Any story about Sir Jackie?
This is a story for motor race. I Schindler, I look in Jackie. Understand? Fantastic. I don't want to hear him telling any stories about Jackie.
No, fantastic to see you. But are you well, Sir Jackie? Everything fine? He's a fantastic character, and had skill in his time, didn't he? And even though maybe people do remember him for pulling Nicky out of the
and other things. I mean, he's always been colourful. He's always dressed in the cowboy hat, in the Western hat. And he's always been laughing. He's a great man. Really nice.
quite a character.
And what's keeping you busy at the moment? What's caught your interest here in Monza? Lewis is... Well, things keep going right for him, don't they? Rosberg having problems with engines today, and you need a bit of luck, but I'm almost thinking that something's going to go wrong in the flyaways. What do you think? It's always going too well for Hamilton.
Well, you know, you can't win all the time. Every now and again there's a little glitch. But I think Mercedes are preparing the car so well. The car is so superior to everybody else. And under those circumstances, it's very difficult for anybody else to be up there. The Ferraris are not far away in this race. But it's been a nice weekend for me because I drove the BRM today.
We saw it, we covered it in our show today, marvellous.
50 years later, so that was nice. But Monza's very special. I just hope they'll keep the Grand Prix because there's more spirit, more enthusiasm from the Italians in Monza than anywhere else.
No, indeed they will. Well, lovely talk. Thank you for stopping by.
No, it's a pleasure.
Although we kind of mugged you, but that's all right. And lovely to see the racing green in there. And just as
this is the hunting Stewart.
Hunting Stewart, of course, not the racing Stewart, which is the purple one, which you knew about. Bye, Sir Jackie. But I must actually say, not entirely connected with Jackie Stewart, but Justin Wilson, of course, the Jaguar team used to be the Stewart team, for which Justin drove, and I need to give you a website. We've been covering and paying tribute to Justin over the last few weeks on the F1 show and on these shows here in Monza as well, and it's just so sad. I remember Justin with such affection, the flying giraffe as we used to call him. But if you'd like to make a donation to Justin Wilson, if you go to justinwilson.co.uk/donate, justinwilson.co.uk/donate, and it will take you through to an area where you can donate to Justin's family. It's really worth doing. As you know, he ran a Invest in Wilson program, and wasn't he wasn't a multi-millionaire, let's just put it that way, like some of these guys in the paddock. And so if you followed him earlier on in 2003, if you were touched by what happened to Justin, then do donate. It would be a cool thing to do, and I've certainly I did it this morning actually, so I think it'd be a nice thing to do. So Frank Williams here, so let's talk quickly about Williams. Valtteri Bottas 6th, Felipe Massa 5th, and I can sense a little bit of disappointment in this team for whatever reason. I think they hoped for a little bit more. They tried the towing thing where one driver gets 5 seconds or less in front of the other one, so that it has the best of both worlds, they hope, in that they don't get dirty air through the corners, but they get enough of a tow as the car's wake. If you've ever seen the cars in the wet, you'll know what I mean by the wake. It comes off the rear wing and then goes in a sort of big circle down to down the road, down to the back of the car. And if you can get the car following somewhere near that to sort of displaced air, then you can pick up what they call a tow in qualifying. But it always seemed to be Bottas giving a tow to Massa, and as far as I know, he didn't actually return the compliment. Let's just catch up with Marcus Ericsson. Let's see if we can walk back down with him. Hello, mate. You've just come back from the stewards. Any word?
Yeah, 3-place grid penalty. So nice.
Yeah, I said on the commentary, no harm, no foul. It's an American phrase. It means that, I'm sure you know it means, if no one was harmed by it, then actually it doesn't matter. Hulkenberg got through, and well, I mean, did they not take that into? I guess they didn't take that into consideration.
No, they seemed very upset. So I don't know. Like, we have a system in the team, and I didn't know he was coming. So I don't know. I didn't see him until exit. So it's a shame.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, you're upset. We'll let you go. Marcus Ericsson was 10th, of course. Now is going to be 13th. That is that's a shame. That is a shame. That's a real shame, because he was 10th. He'd done all the work. He had a fantastic qualifying, and then he gets bumped down to 13th. How that fits in with the rest of the penalties, we'll have to wait and see. We might as well do Sauber while I finish talking about that. Felipe Nasser 12th. So Ericsson obviously went to the stewards and for the blocks on Hulkenberg. Maybe they wanted to make a point, but I didn't think Ericsson's not a driver who does that kind of thing regularly anyway. Maybe the stewards disagree with me anyway, so there you go. But Nasser thought he might might get a bit more than 12th, but he made a mistake on the last lap. Right, let's head just quickly back to Williams, because I just want to finish what I was saying about that. So we're not sure if they actually sort of repaid the compliment on both of the drivers, but it did end up with Felipe Massa 1 point ahead of Valtteri Bottas. But something Rob Smedley said in an interview I did with him, I don't think made the air. He said that, you know, we have to bear in mind always our constructors' position, and that was kind of the issue that people were thinking, well, you know, are they going out to win races or just try to finish in the highest constructors' position? Well, obviously it's important they finish in the highest constructors' position as possible, because they need the money. And so this weekend, they need to make hay while Red Bull are in trouble with engine penalties. Undoubtedly, they will do that. I think Ferrari are too far ahead of them in terms of power and straight line speed and all the rest of it this weekend. So Ferrari are probably gone. Ferrari are in second position in the constructors anyway. So Williams need to make sure that it finishes at the end of the year. Mercedes first, Ferrari second, Williams third. So they need to hang on to third. They need to make sure that Red Bull don't beat them to third in the constructors. So that's what this weekend is all about for Williams. And so maybe their eye was a bit more on the race than qualifying, but I think they're a little disappointed with 5th and 6th. I think they can go a bit further than that. McLaren, very briefly, Jenson Button 16th, Fernando Alonso 17th. Jenson Button out qualifying Fernando Alonso again. Both drivers asking how close they were of getting into Q2. They seemed to think that was important on the radio. The answer was 3/10. Jenson Button saying, well, that was too much really to make it into Q2. Too much to ask to make it into Q2. So here we have the scene in the McLaren motorhome, and we've got Johnny and Damon and Martin Brundle and Alex Wirtz and who's that on the end? I can't see. Watching the GP2 race. Who is that? It's K-Mag. Is K-Mag. So we won't interrupt them because, well, they look like they're involved in that, and they probably wouldn't know. Should we interrupt them, Lee? Go on then. Let's interrupt them. Excuse me, boys. Everything all right? You're live, don't swear. Anything stood out for you today?
Alex Lynn just taken out.
No, don't refer to this. We're not looking at this. We don't have rights. I mean, we do have rights, but.
Well, no, I'm telling you as well. I haven't done that.
No, in F1.
Yes. I was pleasantly surprised with Ferrari, but I reckon, as I said, they are going to be good in the race tomorrow. Strong.
Well, I know. That donkey has got some kick. Is that an engine? That's an engine illusion.
Yeah, I don't think Ferrari would like it to be called a donkey, though.
All right, the
Mercedes engine you're talking about? Or
no, the Ferrari. No, I mean...
I can tell you, I did have a word with Niki Lauda.
Yes.
And I thought I'd put it to him, having been a Ferrari driver, that he could shed some light on how they did it.
Yes.
And I didn't get anything out of him. No, he's too good for that.
All right. We did see, we got a bit of Legends Day. We caught up with Arturo Mazzario, you know, with his cowboy hat.
Yeah, the cowboy. Yeah.
Yesterday, yeah.
Does he wear that all the time?
Yeah, he does, yes.
Apparently.
He's still got his sponsor.
Same every year as well.
No, I've seen him with different ones. I've seen him with a straw cowboy hat.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
No, I know. Okay, let's just quickly see if... sorry, Damien, you were going to say?
I was going to say, that's how he earned his Spurs. Ha. No?
All right.
And we'll just say quickly hello to Martin and Vertzi and K-Mag. Hello, mate. We're just doing the notebook. All I'm just doing is saying hello. I'm not interrupting you. I mean, I am interrupting you. Anything stood out from today? Nothing. I'm just the devil on my shoulder told me to come and talk to you and Vertzi. Anything that stood out today?
Well, Alex has just been monitoring his GP2 protege, Alex Lynn, getting up to some tricks in the GP2 race.
Yeah, spectacular trick, but you know, it happens. He was pushing, had fastest lap until then, and then...
Van Dorn's going to win the championship anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
who did he take out?
Are you biased?
No, but did he take out Van Dorn?
Alex Lynn.
Yeah, no, I know. Listen, I want to see him in Formula One. You're involved with Williams. Go on, give him a drive. Oh, no, you've just sorted out your drivers for next year.
Exactly.
Maybe in 17. Can he have a drive in 17, please?
I think he's well on the way. There are a lot of talents in GP2, and it's going to be anyway very interesting what's coming next in terms of talent.
Are there too many old men in Formula One next year?
Yeah, and you come to speak to the old men.
Are there? I think there are.
Ted, have you noticed that he's allowed to wear sponsors when he does TV work?
Yes, I will certainly be going to the Auhof Centre when I next go into whatever the on earth they do. Yeah. And as for Harreiter, I commend their product or service.
No, this heating and cooling systems.
Wow,
really good.
Great, fantastic. Thank you. Well, the Harreiter, good old Harreiter, whatever they do. Right, come on, enough of this nonsense. I've done 24 minutes. I've only got 2 minutes left. I'm not going to make it out to the... Lee, we're not going to make it out to the library. This is terrible. All right, let's just finish off. Done McLaren, done Force India, Sergio Perez 7th, Hulkenberg 9th. I think it's some kind of loss of power. There's another superfan family. There's Mr. De Silva here and his lovely wife. We'll cover them on a subsequent notebook about Mr. De Silva's background's very interesting, and his charming wife. They run a vineyard in Portugal. They used to be in Brazil and associated with the Brazilian Grand Prix. But anyway, and they come to a lot of races because they're also super fans, but like Moco. But I'll cover that on another race. So lots of power, as you know, and Hulkenberg didn't manage to make it out for a second run in qualifying 3. Sergio Perez with another good performance. Lotus, Romain Grosjean 8th. We've already covered that with that charming lady earlier on, and Pastor Maldonado 11th. They're also still in trouble. The Renault deal's not done. They're not sure if it's going to be done, if it's going to be done in Singapore. Is there this mysterious Chinese investor? Does he actually exist? Who is he? What's going to happen? Etc. Etc. It's difficult. Maldonado's probably going to stay, whatever. Well, anyway, there's Maldonado's little baby girl. She's called Victoria. Victoria. In my mind. Toro Rosso, it was a turbo problem, so say Renault, for Max Verstappen. That's why he only managed to get it out very quickly and at the end. And actually with the engine cover, it was kind of a trade-off between get Verstappen out for a few sectors for one lap to actually get a time on the board or some sectors, or, oh, Kimi's going off to, must be an appearance somewhere. With Stefania from the press department at Ferrari. Doesn't do selfies, Kimi, just so you know that. Refused that chap's selfie there. They had a time pressure, so they couldn't actually do all the engine, the fastening nuts on the engine quickly enough. And that's why it came off. But they needed to get him out, so it was that close on time pressure to actually get him out in time for a run. But Carlos Sainz, 13th. We've done Lotus. Better run for Mana Marussia, Will Stevens 18th, and Roberto Merri 19th. No real change on the issues for them, but everything's all okay. There's some rumor about Rio Haryanto, the GP2 driver, coming to this team next year, and thereafter some new engines as well, but they don't want to pay full whack for them because they want to get them as cheaply as possible, as you might imagine. And Sauber, as we've already said, I think Marcus Ericsson 10th will go down to 19th, and Felipe Nasr 12th. Right, so I've given you the details on how to make a donation to Justin Wilson's family. Are you all right with that, Lee? All we'll do is just leave you with the scene out here, and I was going to show you the hello everybody. I was going to show you the shop. Oh, well, it's full. It's all fenced off there. But if you can't make it to this shop, which if you're watching this on television, you're not here in Monza yourself, you probably can't, or, well, you can come next year. But you wanted that book, the technical analysis that I showed on the F1 show the other day. You can look for it on the internet. It is available. It's GiorgioNardaEditore.it. GiorgioNardaEditore.it. And it's Giorgio Piola's technical analysis book. A lot of people were asking how they can get it, so yeah, it's good. Try it. Right, that's it. We're out of time. So all of these people and I will see you for the Italian Grand Prix tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Enjoy Sky Sports F1 Live on all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.